This is DJ Dr. Chris.
And it's your favorite nurse practitioner, Bree.
Today I'll be talking about sleep apnea and Alzheimer's.
And I will be discussing that little injection that you can take to help with weight loss.
That sounds exciting.
And guess what else we have this week, Chris?
You tell me.
A special guest and opening up.
All right. And after that, we'll pop in a bottle and see what comes out.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Okay, Bree. So tell me what's going on.
I'm already drinking because we have so much to be thankful for. Cheers.
Me as well. Cheers.
Tinkling. All right, people. So in this week of your weekly dose of BS, we're going to be talking about this magical shot that you can take to help with weight loss. So disclaimer, of course, you need to talk to your primary care physician before you add any supplements to your regimen, because we're not sure what medicine you take and what may interact with any over-the-counter medication. But it is called a lipotropic injection. Usually it has B12 in it. That's what most people say, B12, B12, B12. But did you know that you can be deficient in other Bs that can help with energy and curb your appetite? So this injection helps curb your appetite, so you don't want the sweets as much, and then it gives you energy to help you want to work out. The injection that we give at Synergy Health, which you would meet me and see me, is it contains B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and B12. So that is like folate, biotin, niacin, riboflavin, thiamine. So there's a couple of things that helps you with the weight loss, and it helps you with energy. So let's just pick one of the B's. Okay, B7 is biotin. Biotin is essential for your carbohydrates and fat metabolism. It regulates gene expression. Yeast, eggs, salmon, cheese, liver, amongst other best foods, has biotins in it. So if let's say you're on a specific diet and you can't have salmon, or you can't, which I don't know why people do this, eat liver.
Liver's good for you.
But it's nasty, in my opinion. You can take this and it helps supplement. Let's look at the niacin. Niacin plays a role in cellular signaling, metabolism, and DNA production. So you need that as well. Foods that you can find niacin in is chicken, tuna, and lentils. Some people don't eat chicken because they're vegan or vegetarian, so they won't eat chicken or tuna. So what they would get it from? Lentils. Sometimes that's not enough. So you can get a shot once a week and get all of your vitamins that you need to help you lose weight and have energy. So I just thought that would be something I could share with everyone, because I have started on it, because after the wedding I have gained 12 pounds because I've been eating like there's no tomorrow, and I feel like my hormones are all off. And it could have been that I was on a really bad diet before the wedding and I wasn't eating anything at all, but it's the New Year's resolution. I'm trying to lose weight again, get back healthy. We'll probably have challenges in the new year. So come check me out at Synergy Health. Let them know that you heard it on the podcast, and I can maybe give you a deal.
Well, you're getting married, so you want to plan starvation, right? And then you just
it wasn't starvation because I was still eating Parmesan fries. Let's be clear. I just didn't eat them all the time like I do now.
Yeah, so the B12 deficiency is super common, right? Just about everybody, right? Especially with vegetarians and vegans. Like you mentioned, liver is a big source of it, and a lot of meats. Yeah. So the vegetarians specifically have to really almost have to supplement. It's really hard for them to get all that B12 in.
It's true.
Or take the injection.
Or you just take the injection like I do. It's a quick little shot. Most people don't feel it.
Cool. All right. That's pretty cool. Good
so
stuff.
Tell me what's going on in the rehab corner.
In the rehab corner, this is going to be kind of a quickie. So sleep apnea. It's sleep apnea and Alzheimer's. And I say Alzheimer's, I really should say neurodegenerative diseases. Okay, so a few weeks ago I talked about the lymphatic system, which is basically a drainage system for the body. Filters debris out of the body. The brain has a very similar system called the glymphatic system. The glial cells are involved. They just put the G from glial in front of lymph and call it glymphatic, right? That's what it does. So it's relatively dormant during the day, and it's active in the evening when you're sleeping, particularly in the deeper stages of sleep. And this is where sleep apnea comes in. So if you have sleep apnea, you never really truly enter the deeper stages of sleep. And that's, yeah. And this is pertinent to me because I have sleep apnea.
I wasn't going to say anything, but...
I've always had sleep apnea, I guess.
That's a damn lie. When you were a baby, you did not have sleep apnea. Don't be saying that.
My entire family snores. I've snored since I can ever remember.
Okay. It's not snoring. It's like literally he's
Choking.
calling hogs. Have you ever heard
Chainsawing, yes.
It's like
Yes. Yeah. Bree had to share a hotel room with me one night, and
it was bad.
You guys left at 5 in the morning?
We left at 7, but that was because of our dogs. Because I'm an obsessive mom.
I didn't have my CPAP that night, so.
And he got mad when somebody tried to call him out that night.
Did I?
Yeah, you were angry.
I'm a sensitive sleeper.
You know what? Finish it.
Anyways, so there is a protein called amyloid B, I believe. It's a sticky protein that sort of accumulates throughout the day, and it's correlated with degenerative diseases of the brain, like Alzheimer's. So one of the things the lymphatic system does is, flush out that protein. And if you're never able to hit those deep layers of sleep, it never gets flushed. It accumulates more and more. Boom. That's the sort of the link between. I'm not saying it's a causation. That's the indication that there might be a link between the two.
Now, usually I don't always jump in the rehab corner, but I will today.
Jump in.
So I used to work in a neurologist's office. There's a big difference between, let me take that back. Not a big difference, but a slight difference between dementia and Alzheimer's, because the diagnosis of Alzheimer's only happens after the person has passed away and they biopsy the brain. The brain has certain chemicals that form, as you say, and that's how they can tell the difference. So don't think just because your grandma got dementia that it's gonna develop into Alzheimer's. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I forgot my keys, and that's what it is. That's it. There's medication out there. Namenda is one of them that you can take, and it helps with memory. It helps with the production of the, I think it's acetylcholine, and it helps with your memory. And so a lot of people don't realize like the things that you do to your body while you're young will affect your brain later on. Drugs being one of them. LSD, I wouldn't say marijuana per se, but like just different drugs out there can affect your brain. And alcohol is one of them. Now, we drink in moderation. Y'all hear us drink every week, but drinking once or twice a week is different than drinking every single day of the week, and the amount that you drink every single day of the week. I know people that can put a 12-pack back and not be phased. Those are the people that you're going to see with dementia, and it's alcohol-induced dementia and not Alzheimer's. So that's just something else that you should think about. And if you have any questions, go to a neurologist and they'll be able to discuss it further.
Yeah, I mean, if you snore or you wake up and your spouse is in a different bedroom, that's a sign that you probably have sleep apnea.
Your friend leaves you.
Yeah, they call it sleep divorce, but that's the term for it. It's called sleep divorce. That's what they
or
call
if there's
it,
a pillow on top of your face, as Michael has, because he's snoring and I can't sleep.
Or your ribs are bruised.
I'm like, I know. You. Michael will start snoring, and I just like hit him. He's like, what would happen? And I'm like, sleep. Trying to get like in so deep before he goes back to sleep.
Yeah, get it diagnosed. The sleep studies are really easy these days. There's a take-home test. You don't have to do the 24-hour in a lab
in a
test
cold
anymore.
Type of room.
It's easy. And so I've been using CPAP for probably 2 years now, and
when
I
he
have
remembers.
No. The only reason I didn't have it is we were in a hotel, and there was just one little part that was missing, and I told you to come get it, and you did. You're like, yeah, we'll be fine.
I was like, because I was already on my way, and I was like, we were going to Fort Myers, and I was like, I don't want to turn around. Yeah. I was like, we'll be okay. Little did I know.
And I was like, you don't understand what happens.
I understand now. Though that extra 15 minutes would not have mattered. Yeah, well, I'm kidding, Chris. It wasn't that bad.
It's bad. Get it diagnosed. Get it fixed. A CPAP will save your life.
And your friendships. All right, Chris, are you ready?
So, are you ready to pop open a second bottle?
Pop open a bottle. Yes.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so this week I'm so excited. So I'm gonna turn my poppin' open bottles and good news of the week into one. Actually, 3 things. If you can see me, I'm holding up 3 fingers. So first of all, good news of the week. I'm just excited because this is the first year that I had a patient in Naples give me a present, and it was a bottle of wine. She loves me. So I can't say her name because of HIPAA violations, but she gave me a bottle of wine tonight. I was like, thank you so much. And it's Cake Bread Cellars. I've never had this. It is so good. It's a cab. Oh. It's a cab because we bonded over cabs because I'm obsessed with cabs, as y'all know. Besides rosé, I drink cabs usually, or whatever's in the wine cellar. But usually it's cab. So she gave me this Cake Bread Cellar. So I was like, oh, I've never heard of this. I've never had this. And of course, guess where it's from? Napa Valley. It is from Napa Valley. I love Napa. It's like my favorite thing. So on the Cake Bread website, it says, while the skies are blue and the air is crisp in Napa Valley, this winter our tasting room will be closed for visitation, which makes me really sad because I wanted to go to Napa this upcoming, year around this time because that's when it's beautiful in Napa. Mm-hmm. But because of COVID, everything got shut down. Either way, this place is gorgeous. Love Napa. Love this wine. We've already opened up and started drinking it. They do have virtual wine tastings. So if you want to go online, book an appointment, you can buy the wine and taste it with a, I always say this wrong.
Sommelier.
So I love Cake Bread. Thank you so much to the patient. You know who you are. I really appreciate it. It really warmed my heart that you bought this for me. So that's the good news of the week.
That's very
it's
good
also
news.
My wine that I'm drinking. And guess who I'm sharing this wine with, Chris?
Dr. Chris.
Well, besides you. Guess who else I'm sharing this wine with?
Lindsay Benezra.
Yes! Our special guest is Lindsay!
PTA extraordinaire.
Yes. So, I pretty much took over what wine, because Chris is drinking what I'm drinking because we're together tonight. So, Lindsay, tell us about your life. Tell us about what you do. Tell me if you like the wine that I poured in your glass.
Yes, the wine was delicious. I don't drink wine that often. And
I
it
do
was
notice
actually,
it's empty.
It's empty.
It is definitely empty. I did finish
I'll
it.
go refill.
No, you guys talk. I'll remedy it.
Thank you, by the way.
She's not going to refill it.
Is yours empty?
No. So, you got your refill. All right, so what got you into PT?
Well, back in middle school, which is kind of funny, so obviously I'm kind of dating myself a little bit.
Goes back, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It definitely goes back. I was running around just like regular kids do, and I fell with my arm stretched out. And it hurt quite a bit. And I was a softball player back in the day, and all of a sudden I couldn't throw a ball anymore, and it was just really painful. So I told my parents about it, and they sent me to an orthopedist, and then the orthopedist sent me to a physical therapist at the hospital. And when I walked into the room, I was just enamored with everything that I saw and fell in love with it as soon as I saw what it was going to do for people. And ever since then, so basically ever since I've been 12 years old, I've always wanted to be in the physical therapy field. So right now, currently, as of 17, well actually it'll be 18 years this May, I'm a physical therapy assistant. I've been doing home health physical therapy for about 16 and a half of those years. And for the last year and a half, I've been working at Synergy Health with outpatient physical therapy as well. And about a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to get a little bit more into the health and wellness program. After I got my physical therapy degree, I wanted to continue, so I got my Bachelor's of Exercise Science at Florida Atlantic University and also became a personal trainer. And I did that for a while as well. But about a year and a half ago, I decided I wanted to get a little bit more into the health and wellness field and decided to become a health coach. So now I'm a practicing health coach, and as well I have a nutrition background. I also do 5K races, 10K races, triathlons, and obstacle course races, which is a lot of fun. So I also train people to do this, and I run them myself. And I have a ball doing it. My program is basically based on physical fitness, nutrition, and breath work, which also helps you have an open mind and just be happy. I work with, like I said before, with athletes as well as older women in their 50s that want to just basically become healthier and learn how to basically be healthy. I do this through integrative goal setting. We set goals and then we attain those goals depending upon how long it takes to reach those goals. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. Everybody's a little bit different. Everyone's goals are different. And then you basically become healthy. A lot of that also has to do with your nutrition and what you eat, because what you do put in your body will affect your mental state, and obviously that will affect your physical state. So it's all kind of wrapped up into a couple of different things, but produces a whole lot of other things.
You mentioned there's two things I want to ask about: your nutrition and your breathing. So first of all, what's your sort of take on nutrition? Like, what's your personal nutrition like? Are you a meat eater, for example? Like, how do you kind of sparse out your day?
Well, basically, let me explain. Actually, I also forgot to mention this as well. I used to be about 50 pounds overweight back in the day as well, and this is also how I got into this. So I lost over 50 pounds 17 years ago. And the way I did that actually was Weight Watchers back in the day. We basically counted points up, and calorie deficit basically equaled you to lose weight. What I do now with myself is not necessarily calorie deficit anymore, but I basically just try to balance out my meals. I don't always eat perfect, but I do pretty much try to balance everything out and eat a little bit of everything. So I eat meat, I eat fish, I eat chicken. I eat a lot of cashews. I like almonds.
She doesn't like cheese.
I'm jealous. That's like my big downfall.
That's actually
not
not
true. I could
true.
just cut cheese out. My life would be so
I actually love cheese. It just doesn't like me.
See, Lindsay and I work together, and I'm like, Lindsay, you want some cheese? She's like, no, I can't have it.
I have found in the last couple of years, taking dairy out of my diet and also taking gluten out of my diet, I'm not as bloated, and I have a lot more energy, and I feel pretty good. So, everybody is different. That doesn't mean that everybody should be gluten-free or dairy-free. But, certain things.
Works for you.
Yeah, that's basically what works for me. I wouldn't ever press anybody to do something like that. They need to figure out what works for them. And one of the best ways to do that is actually to have your blood taken. You can also have a food sensitivity test taken. I do collaborate with a company called Tricor Wellness, and where they will come to your house or whatever location you're at, and they will take your blood chemistry analysis, which will basically tell you what you're lacking and what you need. And then you could also do a food sensitivity test, will tell you which foods will actually cause you to bloat, which would not obviously make you feel good. So that might be something that we could work on as well if you are a client of mine for health coaching.
Yeah, and so I'm scheduled to do one of those food sensitivity tests and a full comprehensive panel this week. I can't wait. Probably didn't choose the best week right during holiday season, but whatever. Probably the best snapshot, right? Well, the most honest one. Let's put it that way. Okay, but it's really cool because you learn all these things that you wouldn't even think you'd be sensitive to. Like I know Chris Edwards mentioned. I think goji berries is like this great antioxidant. Like he has like some sort of sensitivity. I think it was the goji berries, so he cut that out and things got like way better for him. So it's pretty cool. It's really like spot on and tight. So I'm looking forward to seeing my results and a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I've actually I know exactly what you mean. I've been thinking about doing that lately since onboarding with Tricor. And I just haven't had a chance to do it yet, but that will definitely be one of the things I do 1st of January. I'm definitely not doing it right now, that's for sure. But good job, Chris. Let me know how it goes.
All right, so breathing. I want to talk about breathing. So what's your approach to breathing? I've been doing a ton of reading and research on breathing. How do you incorporate that sort of like in your practice?
Well, just a basic version is obviously, well, not obviously, but basically breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. You just get better oxygen that way, especially when you're working out and when you're doing specific exercises. Because if you hold your breath, it's actually pretty bad for you because your blood pressure can go up and you actually could pass out. So breathing during any type of activity is very important. Yeah. It also calms nerves and it also helps anxiety. So if I'm in my car, I'm frustrated in traffic, I'll have to tell myself, let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, and so on. And as I'm talking, I'm actually breathing out of my mouth, in through my nose and out of my mouth, and that itself will help me. The other thing that you can do is while you're exercising, and you're doing your repetitions, if you count your repetitions out loud, you know that the air is going in and out. So if you're going to do a set of 10 and you're not sure if you're going to hold your breath or not, you don't have to count out loud, but you can say 1, 2, 3, and so on, and you know that you're not going to lose your breath.
That's so true. Yeah, so I didn't even realize I was a mouth breather until I started reading about this, and I started breathing in through my nose, and it made a big difference. So it turns out there's receptors in your nose. When you inhale, it signals nitrous oxide and dilates the blood vessels, so you get more oxygen in just from that simple thing of breathing in through your nose. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, which is why as a runner, that's how you're taught to breathe, and you should be breathing that way, of course, so you can have better oxygen uptake and, of course, increase your speed and your distance and everything like that. So, and also for older people that have a hard time just breathing in itself, or anybody that is on oxygen, and of course to count your repetitions and breathe in and out so you know that you are. So yeah, it actually makes a big difference. And then it also does help to calm anxiety as well. If you breathe a couple of times and just like they say, it's kind of funny, like a happy place, or just think of something that can bring you back to your center, or think of a happy, positive thought, that makes a big deal, the breathing and the mindset at the same time.
Lindsay, do you want to know what calms my anxiety?
I do.
Ativan.
Ativan is always good.
Helps me a lot.
I'm going to go the natural way for now. I'll let you know if I need anything, though.
No judgment.
None whatsoever.
When I pop a pill.
I might need that after a race, but...
There you go.
So one of the things I do with any back pain patient is I look at how they breathe. And so many times I'm like correcting that, first of all. But so there's the mechanical part, right? So if you're inhaling, you're getting lumbar extension, and exhaling, lumbar flexion. So just by breathing and concentrating on taking deeper breaths, you're getting sort of non-threatening movement, and the spine sort of is like, oh, I am allowed to move. And things usually sort of temper down a little bit. And then another part of it, and this kind of ties into the lymphatic axis I was talking about earlier, is that there is a collection sort of area called the cisterna chyli just underneath your diaphragm. So when you do diaphragmatic breathing, you press down on the collection tube, and you get some of that lymphatic swelling out of your body too. So it has effects in so many different planes. It's something so simple, breathe, but it actually has a dramatic effect.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Everybody's like, what do you mean breathe? Just, do what I can. So, when I'm working with patients and I'm having them do, for example, a pelvic tilt, which is, one of the main things to engage your abs, having them breathe just during that, like what you say, it makes a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the sort of flip side is people that don't understand that, they kind of hold their breath to kind of falsely create stability. When they get out of the chair or squat or something and their blood pressure jacks, is what they're doing is they're not using muscle to sort of stabilize their spine. They're just pressurizing, right, and holding it and creating, it's kind of like an abdominal brace, but it's not really good for your blood pressure. So you have to breathe.
Right, correct. Oftentimes I will be like, I think you're turning red. You might want to breathe right now. So let's stop for a second. Let's rewind. Let's try that again. Yeah. And as you are tightening your abdominals, let's breathe and move that air out so we don't drop on the floor and have to call 911. I also like to have the patients along.
I get a buddy, this guy Guillermo, he's overweight.
Why he gotta be fat?
Well, because he's funny, and fat guys tend to be funny. Right? How many skinny comics are there? There's a few. Right?
There's a few.
Anyways, so he used to call tying his shoes going underwater, because he would have to
hold his breath.
Go and tie his shoes and come back up, his face all red. All right, I'll stop there.
Oh my gosh. So, Lindsay, thank you so much for coming on, but we're not done with you yet. We are going into our next section of our podcast, which is common sense questions. Actually, no, let's go into happy hour. Lindsay, tell us your favorite happy hour spot in Naples, Florida, or in the surrounding area.
My favorite happy hour spot, well, considering I just moved to Naples about 1.5 years ago, I'm still kind of checking out most of the spots. I would have to say over in the Mercado is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We talked about Rocco's, and I think we talked about Hampton Social.
Hampton Social was nice. Kava's nice if you sit outside and it's not too crowded. Also,
Cavo, yes. I would just think that's like a club, but yeah, they have.
It is nice
zucchini,
before it gets
like,
too
chips that I like there.
Yeah.
So Chris, tell us your best happy hour.
Well, it's usually my pool.
Lord Jesus. Chris has been fucking up today. There's no way for me to say it. He's just been like so bad today, you guys. If he didn't do all the audio and editing, he would have fired.
Yeah, I knew it. I have utilities still, so don't go find an editor. I like the Naples Pub. Have you been there?
Yes, everybody's been to the pub.
No, not the pub. The Naples Pub.
Like not the British pub?
No, not that one. On 3rd Street. It's really cool.
Oh, then no, I've never been there.
It's kind of like tucked behind 3rd Street a little bit. And it's just this big dramatic entrance with ivy and everything's beautiful.
The Naples Pub.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll have to check that out because I've never
There
been
you go.
there.
Speaking of Naples restaurants, I went to a place called the Bevy last night.
Oh, we talked about the Bevy.
Okay.
We like the
Which
Bevy.
kind of happened in there after I went to the Botanical Gardens last night.
Oh yeah, with the lights,
Yes.
the Christmas lights.
Yes,
That's
I went
right.
there last night, and one of my friends that was with us was looking for chicken and waffles, but they did not have chicken and waffles at 9 o'clock last night, so we ended up having steak and seafood instead.
But the Bevy is very beautiful.
It
They
is
have
a tr-
good drinks, and
and
they do
it's
have a
outside.
good happy hour.
It's really nice outside.
It's inside,
yeah.
outside. That's why we liked it so much.
It's it's inside, but it's mostly outside.
It's
I didn't even
outside.
see a major inside
Yeah.
to it, so it was really nice. Yeah,
And they got that living wall. I see a living
He
wall.
talks about the living wall
I'm
every time.
obsessed.
it was very cool. I
String
enjoyed
lights
that.
and living walls.
So, my restaurant is very basic. It's actually a chain. Like, I first heard about this restaurant when I lived in Greenville, South Carolina, my favorite place.
Applebee's? Fridays.
If y'all could see my face right now.
What's wrong with Applebee's? TGI Fridays. Who doesn't want it to be Friday?
No. Y'all know me by now. It's been months since we've been on this podcast. The Yard House. So it's similar.
Oh,
to
Yard
that.
House. Yep.
I like the Yard House. They have a very good happy hour. They have I love the little beer wall that they have. It's like wrapped around the entire bar. And I don't even drink beer, but there's a beer for everyone there. So I like Yard House. They have really good chicken nachos. They have this like tuna tartare thing that they have. And the desserts, the brownie with ice cream on top is money in the bank. So something that is not as expensive, the Yard House. Try it out.
Then we can go work out in the park the next day.
Lindsay can go with
Yes, I will.
I will not be there.
So, Lindsay, how do people find you?
Well, I am on Instagram and I am also on Facebook. On Instagram and Facebook, you can find me at True Target Health Coach. I'm sorry, it's True Target Health Coaching.
Spell it.
TrueTargetHealthCoach.
For everyone out there.
As well, and my email is Lindsay, which is LINDSAY at TrueTargetHealthCoach.com.
Perfect. We'll also add that to our Instagram, and then we will also add that to our show notes, so that way you can get in contact with her. And if you have any questions, you can always message me, and I will point you in the right direction. So before we leave and wrap up today, because we probably should, because we've been drinking for a little bit, or at least I have been drinking for a little bit, we are going to do our common sense questions.
Oh, my God.
So again, Dr. Chris was supposed to handle this, but he did not. So
Failed.
I will do it again, but I found one where I don't have the answer, so I get to play along, because it's not fair. So it's Thanksgiving morning, and your grandmother sends you to the bakery for a baker's dozen croissants. How many croissants does she expect you to return with?
I already know. Because we
asked this question
We did
before.
a baker's dozen, so I'll let Lindsay go.
Lindsay, do you know?
13.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Is it right? Yeah, it's right, because it went on to the next question.
Woohoo!
Good
Fast.
job, Lindsay. Okay, so the next question is, oh wait, it's the same thing. Hang on, we already know this one too. It's up.
See, it's not that easy to Google common sense questions.
This is not
When you
That's
have
your
a whole week to find it, I found
It's not
something
easy
like
then either.
literally.
You gotta
He
remind
gave me
me.
like a 5-minute window to find these questions.
Wives, children, and dogs.
I have sleep
Okay.
apnea.
So this one I know we have not done. You don't need a PhD geographically to have common sense. Which country is Germany?
Germany.
I was gonna say, Germany sounds like Germany.
Oh wait, there's a map that you're supposed to be looking at.
It's in the middle. It's like southwest of Czech Republic.
Which country is Germany?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can't help you out with that. I am not geographically
You don't need a
knowledgeable.
PhD for this, Dr. Chris.
Oh, number 3.
3?
Hey.
4? I don't have a PhD, so I don't know. So Germany. Oh, wait. What is this one? It looks like. Is that Scotland?
That's up in the islands.
You said 3.
UK.
He said 4. I'm just going to guess 2. So let's see.
Wait, let me see where 2 is. You're so wrong.
You know, I don't
That's
know.
France.
Is that France? Well, then we'll do 3.
France is close enough to Germany.
Who picked 3?
I did.
I think 3 was right.
Do you know why I picked 3?
I thought that was
Why?
Czech Republic.
Because 3 is in the big red there, so I figured it was a little hint to give away.
Cheater.
Like I said, I'm not geographically knowledgeable.
Context.
Oops.
How dare you?
3 was
Work
correct.
smarter, not harder.
Oh,
Yeah, 3 was correct.
So was my thinking correct then? Of to use the
I
big
think so.
red button that
are
I
you
saw?
sure about this? Did you click away from something?
All right,
click on an ad?
math isn't everyone's strong suit. How many times can you subtract 7 from 49?
Oh boy. 7.
As many times as you want.
7 from 49?
Yeah.
7?
Sure.
Oh.
Let's see. Apparently it's not your strong suit either, but that's okay. It's
Once.
Oh, wait. Oh, yes, you were right.
Because it was 25, but it was
yeah,
different.
Yeah, you're right.
It's once. You can only subtract 7 from 49 one time because once you subtract 7 from 49, it's no longer 49.
What is it then?
I got you. You're supposed to read between the lines. You see, everybody?
49
49 minus 7 is...
Pay attention, 42.
There you go. I don't know.
You were supposed to answer
I
that.
actually, oh, sorry. I just did that. I know.
Oh.
Calculator, really?
I just did it.
Oh, man.
All right. So for the last one,
I was right.
nobody's going to know this answer. We may have to Google this one.
Let's Google.
Who was the president of the United States on April 17th, 1994?
Oh.
I was literally like
Was that not Clinton?
6.
I was older than 6. I was in high school.
George
Bush.
H.W. Bush,
Bush, okay.
Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, or Barack Obama. So I know 2 were wrong because I remember those 2. Actually, I remember Clinton as well. It's either Clinton or Bush, but I don't remember when Clinton went into office.
I'm going with Clinton. I believe that's Clinton.
That's all I'll say, too. That was high school for me.
I am young compared to you 2.
You're like elementary school.
You are a baby. You should be happy.
And I'm
flaunted.
34.
That's right. I'm not telling you how old I am. Although I did give a little bit of.
All right. What's the final answer?
Clinton. Bush.
They always say don't change your answer in the last minute. Just go whatever you choose.
It is George H.W.
Okay,
Bush.
I was wrong.
Yes.
You're a good guesser at the end.
Bush was in
I'm a good
office.
second guesser.
You are a good second guesser.
Clinton came into office in January 20th, 1993 through 2001. That's why I remembered him.
93, 2001.
Yes.
So 94.
Yeah, now I remember they do a
That
whole
doesn't
bunch
make
of
any
things
sense.
and Saturday Night Live.
That doesn't make any
did.
sense.
But that doesn't make sense because
It says Yeah, that doesn't.
Maybe
make
Bush
any
ended
sense.
office in '93 and Clinton came in '94.
That's probably what it is.
I am right. You're a bad second guesser.
Hang on. I googled it. I googled it, and it said Bush was in office. Hang on. Let's go to Wikipedia because you know it's always right.
Of course, Google and Wiki. They're we have a.
It says Clinton.
No, it does not.
92.
Oh no! Look, it says.
So is he done?
January 20th, 1989 to January 20th, 1993. Bush was in office, and then the 93 to 2001, Clinton was in office.
Okay, so I was correct. Look at that.
So it's Bush.
Wait, what was the date of the question?
You know what? That is the better question.
Is this like the lame duck era, like just like the Trump's in right now, where it's like doesn't take
You know when they
like
say to yourself,
Biden's not
"Be
gonna
a
take
little too
office
much
for a few more
Oh
weeks?
my gosh! Oh yeah. So it says Clinton should be in office. Who was the president of the United States on April 17th, 1994?
Yes.
It should be Clinton.
Yes.
But then why did when I googled it, it said Bush? Google's wrong. That's why you can't trust Google. Don't ever Google medical questions.
Regardless, I was right.
93 to 2000. 93 to 2001.
2001.
Google says Lindsay's
Look,
right.
look. But like when I did this, guess who popped up?
The wrong one.
That is Nixon, homegirl.
That's Dixon.
Yeah.
That's Watergate.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't really know my president.
And there you have it, folks.
There you have it. Ask me a medical question all day. The president's, my husband knows. Let me tell you, we did this at happy hour one time, and he literally sat there and named every single one of them.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, you could be naming someone that didn't even become president. And I would be like, oh, okay. I need to do better. My mom is a teacher. She would be very disappointed in me. So, all right.
Shall we wrap it up?
I think we should wrap it up.
All right, it's been a good one. Lindsay, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Lindsay. Don't forget to subscribe at Poppin' Bottles on Instagram, Spotify, Google Play. We are everywhere now. Actually, I'm very proud of us. And then look on our Instagram _poppin_bottles on Instagram.
All right, this is DJ Dr. Chris.
And it's your favorite nurse practitioner, Bree.
Get that sleep apnea checked out. Get your CPAP.
And just get a vitamin lipo shot and you can lose some weight. That's all I have to say.
And then you can come work out with me.
No one said workout.
Join me to burn out 2020 and bounce out 2021.
All right. This is Poppin' Bottles. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.